So now we were looking in this video at two ratio questions. The first one is similar to one that we did in the last video, part one in the ratio video. And let's look at it together and see what we get. A metal is made from copper, so we could represent copper as C, zinc, Z for zinc, and lead, in the ratio of 13 to 6 to 1. The mass of zinc, so the mass of zinc is 90 kilograms. Calculate the mass of the metal. So I put a hint here, the mass of the metal is represented by all parts of the ratio. So my ratio is the copper to the zinc and then lead. So that's 13 to 6 to 1. So the total parts in the ratio would be, where we add all the numbers in the ratio, right? 13 plus 6 plus 1. So now we will get 20 parts. They told us the mass of zinc is 90 kilograms. So zinc is represented by what? 6 parts, right? So therefore 6 parts is equal to 90 kilograms. We want to find for one part always first. One part would be 90 divided by 6, right? If you want, you could divide this right here one time. So we get, 90 divided by 6, we get 15, right? So that's 15 kilograms. And then we want to find the mass of the metal, which is all the parts in the ratio, right? So therefore 20 parts would be the amount for one part, which is 15 times 20. And then we will get 300 kilograms. So the mass of the metal is at 300 kilograms, right? Very simple. Now let's look at another question. Well, this is our last question actually. So this question says, concrete tiles are made using buckets of cement. So you C for cement, sand, S for sand, and gravel, G for gravel, mixed in the ratio 1 to 4 to 6. We have part A. How many buckets of gravel are needed for 4 buckets of cement? So let's just do part A at the side here, right? My ratio is cement, sand to the gravel, and the ratio is 1 to 4 to 6, right? So they want to know how many buckets of gravel are needed for 4 buckets of cement. If right now I have 1 bucket one represents cement, right? So if that number was to change to 4 now, right? To 4 buckets. So how would I get that? 1 times 4, right? Give me the 4. So now to find out how many buckets of gravel, that means I'll need to multiply this by 4 as well. And I'll really get 24, right? So this will really be 24 buckets of gravel are needed for 4 buckets of CM, right? And well, you could have multiplied this 1 by 4 too, so you know how many buckets of sand you need, right? 16, right? So when you have 4 buckets of cement, we need 24 buckets of gravel. Very simple. Let's look at part B. If 20 buckets of sand are used, how many buckets of each of the following are needed? So a similar method you could use again here, right? So for part B, again, my ratio is cement to sand to gravel. My ratio is 1 to 4 to 6, right? Now they said, now we have 20 buckets of sand. So to get from 4 buckets of sand to 20, 4 times what gives me 20? 4 times 5. That means for every part of the ratio, I will need to multiply that by 5. 5 is 5, that's for the cement. And I have to do the same thing for the gravel, multiply by 5. 6 by 5 is 30. So how many buckets of cement I'll need? I'll need 5 buckets of cement for 20 buckets of sand. And for gravel, I'll need 30. So this question is phrased a little bit differently, but is in no way is it is it harder or any different, right? You just need to talk it out to yourself, write it out, and you will get it, right? It's not hard. And that's it, and I'll see you all in my next video.